Have you ever asked yourself, how can I experience true intimacy with God? Is it through prosperity, money, fame, fortune, my net worth? True intimacy with God is something that has been sought by Christians since Christ walked the earth. It is natural for Christians to long to experience the closeness of an intimate relationship with God. But true intimacy with God is not simply a feeling on a par with a romantic relationship. It goes much deeper than emotions, down to our very souls and reflected by our actions. For the Lord detests perverse and takes upright into his confidence. Proverbs 3:32. God cannot have an intimacy with evil or with disobedient Christians. True intimacy with God begins with drawing close to him. Certainly, God will never draw near an intimacy with the unrighteous. But those who have been cleansed by the blood of Christ and have received his righteousness at the cross, 2 Corinthians 5:21, have the hope of intimacy with God. In fact, it is only those who have been saved by grace through faith, Ephesians 2:8-9, who have that hope because Christ is the hope through which we draw near to God, Hebrews 7:19. Intimacy matters. God will never draw near to those who do not draw near to him. And the way we draw near is through righteousness. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. James 4:8. Intimacy matters. Jesus is, in fact, the model of intimacy with God because he and the Father are one. And no relationship can be closer than that oneness with the Father that Jesus experienced. His relationship with the Father was characterized by love and obedience. In love, Jesus came to the earth to do his Father's will. He did nothing on his own, but in all things did the will of his Father. John 5:30. Intimacy. It really matters. This was most evident in the Garden of Gethsemane, the night before his crucifixion. Suffering the agony of anticipating what was to come, Jesus asked that the fate he was about to suffer might be removed from him. But he ended up the plea by saying, "Yet not my will, but yours be done." Luke 22:42. Here we see a perfect example of true intimacy reflected in obedience as Jesus yielded his will to that of his Father. Intimacy. It matters. If we hope to attain true intimacy with God, Jesus must be our model. We love God because he first loved us, and we prove our love for him by obeying him. Jesus told his followers, "If you love me, keep my commandments." John 15:15. When we obey him and keep what he has commanded, he promised that he will remain in his love, just as he remains in the love of the Father by doing the Father's will. There can only be intimacy with God when we are in good fellowship with him through obedience. Then we can say and know the joy and peace that comes from trusting him and yielding to his will, just as Jesus did. Intimacy matters. Let us prepare to become closer to God by understanding and comprehending his word. It is time to be intentional and foster a kingdom mindset because intimacy matters. Join us for Intimacy Matters Bible Study Series. every night, every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom.